Hello there, this is Bates with Legal Technology Solutions, and what we're going to do today on this video is show you how simple it is to create an account with Office 365. Before we start, I have to make a couple of assumptions. The first assumption is that you understand what the benefits of Office 365 are, because we're not going to go over each one of those at this point. And the second assumption I'm going to have is that you are working for an industry that requires e-discovery or email compliance. Basically, any medical office and financial office and legal office, which is R&H, are required to keep emails for several years. And what you don't want to do is you don't want to have an email account for an employee that's going to be with you for 3 years, and before they decide to quit or before you decide to fire them and they know that you are going to, they're gonna just delete all their emails from their Outlook, including their deleted items folder and calendar and all that. If you have email compliance, this is something that even if the user deletes everything manually, you still have a record of everything that was sent or received to and from that user. So in order for us to get that functionality, we have to set up the Exchange account on Office 365 either by itself, which as of today when I record this video, it costs $8 per user per month, or if you are interested in the whole package of Microsoft Office software, which is Word, Excel, Outlook, PowerPoint, etc., that will be part of the E3 plan. The way for us to move forward at this point will be to show you how to get the E3 plan set up. We're going to go online to office.microsoft.com. From here, of course, this is not the link. Let's go to the way for us to move forward will be to show you how it's done. So let's open Internet Explorer, and I do recommend to use Internet Explorer if you can, even though my favorite browser is Chrome. But because this is a Microsoft product, every time you sign up to a Microsoft product, I would always recommend using Internet Explorer because it's again a Microsoft product as well. And I'm gonna do a Google search over here for trial account Office 365 E3, and I'm gonna go to this link. Alternatively, I could have gone to microsoft.office.com, click on for business and choose the Office 365 Enterprise E3, as you can see over here. I'm going to set up a free account. The only difference at this point will be if I click on buy account, I have to pay them first. With trial account, you just create a trial and you like it or don't like it, and then you choose whether you want to pay for it or not. There are no limitations with the trial account for Office 365. Now, in this example, I'm going to use obviously my first and last name. I'm going to put an existing email address, which will be bates@legaltechnology.solutions, my phone number, and company name. If it would be a real account, I would worry about capitalizing the letters. At this point, it doesn't really matter because I'm not going to use it. Next, Microsoft wants us to create the user ID. The user ID is a built-in Microsoft account. That's the main admin account that Microsoft will provide to us until we add our own domain name. And you will have to have your own domain name. You cannot use gmail.com or yahoo.com, so you will have to have your own actual domain name. And I'm going to talk about it in a second when it's time to add that. Username, I'm going to use my real name. My real name. It is important for me to not have too many accounts. I can have an admin account. I can call it admin or Office 365 at mycompany.com. I see no reason in my case why I'm not going to have myself as an admin, so I'm going to use myself. This is a fake account, fake domain name that Microsoft is going to add. So for example, I'm going to call it test legal account. So as you can see, Microsoft created my official fake name. It's going to be used only initially for me to log in and make changes, and later I'm going to show you how we don't really need that anymore. Let's create a fake password and click next. Microsoft now wants me to set up my cell phone number to make sure that I'm a real person. I'm going to enter my phone number over here, and I'm going to get in a second a text message that Microsoft will send to me with a special code that I'm going to enter on the next screen. So I entered my phone number. Sorry, I had to mask it for you. And Microsoft is now sending me the text message, and once I get it, I will get the code entered over here. Fairly simple. Okay, the code is 399449, and let's create my account. At this point, you don't really have to write it down because Microsoft will send you the information, all this information via email in a couple moments to the address that you entered initially, not this fake one, but the one that I added, the bates@legaltechnology.solutions. We're all done. I'm ready to go and add a couple of more items. As soon as you log in, you can watch some videos. There are some very nice, easy to understand videos, but I'm going to jump into the setup over here. That's the next step we have to take care of. And Microsoft is telling me over here that I can have an advanced or basic setup. I'm going to actually go to start the basic setup. I need to have my own domain name, as I said. You cannot use yahoo.com or gmail.com. You have to have your own domain name. What we're going to do is get started over here, and they are asking me over here what is my domain name. I'm going to be able to enter my own existing one if I wanted to, but for this example I'm going to actually buy a domain name. So I'm going to show you how simple things are when you associate everything with GoDaddy. Now keep in mind I'm using GoDaddy over here because this is what Microsoft kind of dictates. This is how they sell their domain names, through GoDaddy. I personally don't like GoDaddy because every time you go into any of their web pages or call them for anything, they're trying to sell you about 1.5 million different things. But you know, that's probably why they're such a big company, and that's why they do so good. In this domain name, I'm gonna make up my own domain name that I want to use over here. I'm going to call it Legal Technology Solutions.us, and let's see if it's available. It is. They're giving you some other options. Again, typical for GoDaddy, they are trying to send me some more expenses over here, but I'm going to stick to this one, legaltechnologysolutions.us. Let's buy that, and I'm going to go to godaddy.com to purchase that. Now I happen to have an account with GoDaddy already, so I'm going to log into my own account over here, and I hope I remember my password. I do. Now those are the domain names that I have over here. Obviously didn't add it yet. Let me now go back and add it to this account. So once I logged into my GoDaddy account, I clicked on buy over here, as we saw on the previous page. I'm taken over here to the shopping cart, and I'm pretty shocked that it's only $3.99 per year, but that's probably because it's the first year. And go figure, look what they're trying to do. They're trying to sell me more stuff over here. So I'm not going to need to purchase anything else. I just want a domain name because the emails are going to be managed by Microsoft, my Office 365. And in this example, as I don't need to host my website anywhere, all the information over here is correct, and I'm gonna agree to pay that. And let's place the order real quick. Next step. Hey, do you want to buy more stuff? No, thank you guys. Payment was successful. Let's go back over here, and I'm gonna make sure that everything is set up correctly. So seems like GoDaddy allowed me to get the domain purchase, but back in Office 365 I'm having a problem continuing to the next step. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back over here from that purchase domain screen, and I'm going to enter over here. Let's get started. It's going to ask me what is the domain name, so it's going to be legaltechnologysolutions.us, and I'm going to click on next. Now they need to verify that I own this domain, so it's asking me to sign into my GoDaddy account. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to put in my GoDaddy username and password, and that's going to basically allow Microsoft to make changes onto my GoDaddy settings. Now let me show you what's going to happen. Here is the DNS zone. So I'm on my GoDaddy account over here. I'm under my domains under the legaltechnologysolutions.us. I went to the DNS zone file, and you can see there's very basic settings. This is how I purchased it initially. That's what GoDaddy set up for me initially. You can see this is the GoDaddy MX records, and those are the C names. Let's not worry about it at this point, because now Microsoft is gonna configure all those for me, and it's asking me first of all if I want to change the default email address. Before it was that testlegalaccount.onmicrosoft.com. This is that fake domain that they gave us, and over here is what it's going to turn out to be after the change is done. This is the new domain. This is exactly what we want to see. I'm okay with updating the selected users, and now we're going to click next. They're kicking us out, and they want us to log in over here with this Bates at legaltechnologysolutions.us. And as I told you before, that that temporary account that Microsoft created was not needed much longer, because now we're here. So now we have the new account. I logged in with it. We're not pretty much never going to need that fake account anymore. Now it's asking us if I want to create any other user accounts. Let's say Christina Livne. That's Christina. Christina is my wife. She's not an employee. For those of you who are married, you know very well probably that you always work for your wife, no matter what your role is and her role is in the company. Alternatively, if you also have a CSV file, let's say you have about 20 users or 500 users or whatever it is, you can set them up on an Excel spreadsheet, and you can upload them using this CSV bulk adding. I'm not going to add Christina over here. We don't need to fake another account. So now that we have the mailboxes, and the reason why we haven't done it up until now, Microsoft wants us to add all the mailboxes, because once they make the DNS changes for us, once they're going to go over here and create all those C names and MX records, the emails are going to start pouring into this new Office 365 account. So it is important that we create the mailboxes first and only then route the traffic. Let's go ahead and click next over here, and it's asking us which services we're going to plan on using. I assume that if you have the E3, you want to use Link. Link is now part of Skype, or Skype is part of Link. It is a messaging platform that is really cool, because it archives and documents all of the back and forth communication using all that chat program. So I would definitely recommend using it instead of Google Talk or Chat or whatever else you use. It's basically Skype on steroids. Clicking next over here will ask me if I want Microsoft to add all those changes, DNS changes, to GoDaddy. I can either do it myself, or I'm going to click on Add Records. Let's click on Add Records. I'm going to log in again. Are you sure you want to let Microsoft make those changes for you? Accept. In a few seconds, we're all done, and we are done. Let me show you real quick how it looks like over here. I'm going to go back to the DNS zone over here for that domain. I'm going to refresh legaltechnologysolutions.us. Let's look over here, and you're going to see that none of these were here before, but Autodiscover is here, Link Discover, MSOID. Everything that needed to happen happened. MX record is changed. So now email traffic is basically routed because of this because of the MX records. the email traffic is now routed to Microsoft. Let me show you another little cool trick. If we go to what's my DNS.net, on this website, if I type in legal technology solutions.us, and I'm going to choose the MX records, I'm going to click on search. This is basically will show you each country, each domain name basically, sorry, each country has their own DNS servers, and it's going to show us if the changes have been populated already. And this is amazingly fast. It only happened a few seconds ago, and as you can see already, all of these countries already have the new MX records. That means that any email that's sent from each one of those areas or countries will be routed directly to Office 365. So that is a cool thing to know. Going back to the domains over here, this is our new domain. It's our default domain. There's no action required. That means that everything is set up and we're technically good to go at this point. From this point, we also have the ability to set up the billing, licenses, subscription. We can downgrade, upgrade the packages. From here also, we can go to the link settings. Well, we can't do it right now yet because we need to enable the account. But let's show you how things work already. I'm going to click on that square over here. I'm going to click on mail. And from here, first time I'm logging in, it's going to ask me for the time zone. And I'm going to keep English. And here is my online Outlook, very similar to Outlook 2013 for those of you who know how that looks like. Let's send an email to my bates@cox.net account. It's going to be test Cox, and let's send it. On my other screen over here, I have my Outlook. My cox.net account is forwarding to my legaltechnology.solution, so I'm getting it on Outlook. I'm going to reply back with OK. Now, two things happened. My autoresponder is working on my legaltechnology.solutions account, and you also got the OK reply over here. So we are basically good to go. We have email functionality. We are all set with that. Let's look at the calendar. I can synchronize everything now with Outlook if I wanted to. And I'm not going to get into Outlook configuration, but I can tell you that it's basically very simple. Let me actually get into that. I'm going to go on Outlook to my add a new account, and I'm going to go over here to Bates Livne. Some people will be driven crazy by the fact that I don't capitalize stuff. I'm telling you, it's just a sample. Don't worry about it. Bates at legaltechnologysolutions.us. Let's put the password in. Click next. Now, how does Outlook know at this point where to, who is hosting those emails? Just to give you a little hint, it's because of this Autodiscover CNAME. So Outlook, every time you set up a new account on Outlook, it's looking for Autodiscover dot the domain name that you're trying to set up. So I typed in Bates at legaltechnologysolutions.us. So Outlook is going onto the internet and saying, hey, does legaltechnologysolutions.us, does it have an Autodiscover file? Oh, yes, it does. Where should we route, or where should we look for the actual email settings, the incoming, outgoing, all that fun stuff? And this is where it gets that information. Let's get the password over here. Okay. And if everything goes well, my Outlook is going to be added with that account. So everything looks okay, as you can see from the check marks over here. I'm going to click on finish, and let me drag Outlook to this window. Okay, so I close out of Outlook and open it again, and here are the two text messages. You can see Bates at legaltechnologysolutions.us. Those are the two test messages I have over here. And let's try real quick to get a calendar appointment tested over here. I'm going to get everything disabled besides this one. Let's set up a test today And here it is, April 27th. I'm going to go back to my calendar over here, and let's go back to today. Might have to refresh that. So what we have left to do is just get into really the nuts and bolts when it comes to setting up all the other features. And of course we're not going to cover that in this video today because there's a lot of moving parts and so many different ways to look at the services there. Not everybody needs to use everything, but I can tell you that Office 365 will have a lot of features, and if you are smart, you're going to try to take advantage of them. You're paying for it anyway, might as well take advantage of it, I think. Thank you very much. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to call us. We'll be happy to help you. Our number is 480-614-4227. Extension 1 is for tech support. And this is again Bates with Legal Technology Solutions.